off on that, and it has evolved into things that are important to our community. I thought it was a brilliant idea that the pastor and Dr. Jean had about using agriculture, because this is an ag-based area, and there have been so many companies that have made so much money with us being the breadbasket of the world. And so now it's time for us to reap some of those benefits. And the children need to understand that this is not just about, being in the field and doing field work with our UFW brothers and sisters. This is about owning those fields, harvesting those crops, and getting them to market, for a business purpose.
Right, and it really was a blessing to see the students come and represent themselves first, represent their families,
Yes.
represent this community, with all of the negative stigma that comes about our young African Americans. See, that's the part you never hear about. The media is not going to talk about the Freedom School. And what was interesting was that the Fresno Bee was at that event, but they wrote nothing about the Freedom School, nothing. They wrote about, forget what it was, some other kid.
Oh, yeah, there was another ceremony going,
right.
Yes.
But the Freedom School wasn't important. Now, if our young men was out shooting and killing and gang banging, there'd be front page, news. But I don't believe that we as a people need to even go to the white media newspaper to promote us. We promote us as a people. We promote us, as Brother Marcus went Facebook Live. We need to promote us. So, if they do, fine. If they don't, whatever. I won't lose no sleep. That's why the grassroots media that we do is so important, that we get the information out to our people when we need to get it out. So, hey, Fresno Bee, whatever, our young men still got recognized, they still was praised, they got that certificate to go in their portfolio, so I'm happy for them. And we follow these Freedom School students throughout the year. If they're struggling in school, we're there with them, trying to make sure, because we want to make sure, because they're going to replace us one day.
Absolutely.
And we want to make sure that we did all our due diligence to make sure that they are successful young men and young women.
Because somebody did it for us.
Exactly, someone did
it for us.
Exactly. And so we're going to go ahead and take a station break here real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and come back and move into another segment of our show. And we just want to, salute Dr. Jean Kennedy and all of our instructors, you two here, for all the work that you have done. And we're looking forward to next year. We're planning for next year. Brother Marcus has a lot of good ideas that he's putting on the table for us, so that, we can take this to a whole nother level. To talk about the Black historical colleges, we're connecting with them also, because we don't have a Black historical colleges here in the San Joaquin Valley.
No,
but Dr. Jean Kennedy is in Atlanta, Georgia, and we're building a pipeline so that when we talk about even the music is a big part of our culture as Black people, right? Yes. So when you look at Grambling and Southern University, they're out there on the football field dancing, and the drum majors coming. That's a self-pride that we want to bring to the Freedom School. We have marching band uniforms right now, but you know what's heartbreaking to me, and I'm just a straightforward talker, is that it takes finances. It takes finances to do that. And when we go around in our community here asking those to help donate for the cause of our young people, people want to throw me in the front and say, well, I don't like you, Reverend Harris, so I'm not going to donate to the children. Well, you know what? That's ridiculous, because it's not about me. It's about our children.
See, now, I understand what you're saying there, because now, unlike some people, me personally, I love Barack Obama.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's one of the things, one of the quotes that he said that, there are some people that would rather see him lose than see America win.
Absolutely.
And that stood out to me, because there are some people that are so hateful that they would rather allow themselves to suffer just to make you suffer.
Tell it now.
Make everybody else
tell
suffer.
The truth and shame the devil.
Because they don't want to see you be the person that's the head of something that helps them succeed. They don't want you to be the savior. And I think that's funny, because Now here we are, we're talking about, here in Fresno, we're dealing with the exact same issue on a smaller scale, and you know what? People just need to want to understand that, if you're going to make a difference, it's going to take people working together.
That's right.
And we have a lot of people, like how you mentioned, the Fresno Beat. There's a lot of different news entities and different groups or whatever that they have their own agenda. They want to try to sell you on things that are going to separate us, opposed to trying to talk about the things that are going to unite us. The reason why is because they're able to make more money off of the separation.
Right.
They're able to keep everything the way they want to be, the status quo, because of the separation, and trying to be able to create their own supremacy and create the narrative about blacks being bad or being thugs or being whatever. And it frustrates me because you'll see a black man get shot, out here in the streets, and then the first thing that they're trying to do is they're trying to find something wrong with him. They're trying to say, oh, he was a criminal. He looked like a criminal, right?
Oh, I have to speak to that one, brother.
No, I got you. It's just like think about Trayvon Martin, right? Trayvon Martin was shot for walking in a I guess you would say a predominantly white neighborhood. And because he had a hoodie on. And the guy felt like that was a cause to follow him.
That's right. To follow him.
Why are you following anybody in the first place? It was dark. Like really, if you're so scared, why are you following anybody?
The authorities told him not to.
The authorities tell you not to. And they talk about all this, him being a thug and how he attacked Zimmerman and all that, but they don't have the picture of him working with the army till after the case is all said and done. They don't start showing him as being a good student until after they've already created their narrative to demonize him as a human being, after he's been shot and killed in cold blood. And it's exactly that same type of messy media, that the agenda having media that is created what we have to deal with right now, and how we have to break down so many stereotypes here in America as black people.
And this is part of the problem. I mean, many of our listeners are going to remember that just this past week there was a black man in El Cajon who had mental health issues, who was killed by police. Police shot him both with a gun and a taser 5 minutes after their arrival. His family had called the authorities because he was, I don't know, having some issues, having an episode. And his sister witnessed him being shot and killed on scene. Now, and I'm saying that because I want to paint a picture now, folks. Clovis police had an incident 2 or 3 days ago where they had a suspect who had stabbed someone, had taken her hostage overnight for 24 hours. And this man is alive. He's alive. And he just, his skin is white, he's Caucasian. And they were able to... I was going to ask you, Sister Aline, but I didn't want to be politically wrong. What nationality was he? Yeah, he was Caucasian, and people have to understand the narrative. And I was talking to a friend of mine about Black Lives Matters, and she is Middle Eastern, and she said, well, I think all lives matter, and I said, I believe that too. However, when people hold up signs and they say Black Lives Matter, you should put the imaginary comma, Black Lives Matter too. And this is what we have been saying for the last 40, 50, how many years have we been in this country? And so now it is so blatant. I mean, there was a movement, and I know you brothers already know this because you know your history, about anti-lynching laws, and how the sister Ida B. Wells, who's very famous, was a journalist, and she talked about this in her newspaper, and a lot of it. But this is covert, overt lynching of black men and women. And until we get the greater citizenry of this country to understand what we are going through and live with every day, they are not going to get it because they don't want to get it, because they don't have to get it, because they are not targets. But we are. And if we don't invest in our children and protect them, then that's on us, but we are not going to stop talking about this issue.
What was you saying, Lady J?
I think it's very interesting that people always have a problem with Black Lives Matter and for black people sticking up for their rights. Like, we shouldn't have any. And it's especially surprising for people who are coming over here from other countries who have experienced persecution over there, and they should really get it. It shouldn't be like, well, I don't understand. Well, you understand, you know, where you're coming from, what happened over there, and
That's
just come
right.
over here, we have the same problems over here. You need to be mindful, know the
Yeah.
history